going to talk today a little bit about how to put it all back together after the storm. So storm damages and vendor selection must. And this is one of the key things that I think is going to make life a lot easier. My sister has a saying, buy best, cry once. Mm-hmm. And I kind of have to agree with that, because as a non-handyman guy, I may be creative and be able to make things. But as far as like being an engineer and fixing and repairing, that's not my strong suit. So I'm going to actually try to always go with a professional. It may drive certain people in my life crazy, but I think it makes my life easier at the end of the day.
Yes, and sometimes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say yes, but anyways.
Yes, go on.
So there are some key core things that we like to think about when it comes to talking to a vendor, coming to talk to anybody that's doing work on your house. Yeah. And I think that number one thing that we have learned over time is check that the vendor has insurance. Mm-hmm. That is critically important, especially if you're working in if you've got a condo or a townhome, because if those vendors don't have insurance and they cause an issue, that liability all falls back on you. And while you may have insurance, your insurance company will have nowhere to go with that.
And we understand that this circumstance is a little bit different because everything happened so quick, and there were some very acute situations that we addressed. And I will say that using plumbers, maybe have whoever can get out there to cap it, and triage it, but then maybe the next steps do a little more research and finding out the insurance.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I feel like many vendors' pricing varies based on the volume of work that they have at the time.
Correct.
And so when they have a lot of volume of work, their prices do tend to go up because they're trying to figure out who really wants to work with them and who really doesn't. And so we're both of us are definitely of the mindset, you just said it, buy best and cry once. And we don't always look for the lowest price bid that we get on something, because right. it's not always the best. One of the things, if you're working with vendors that you don't know, that we highly recommend you do, is ask for multiple references and ask for references of people that they are currently doing work with and ones that they've done work with. I was watching the news last night, and they were profiling a contractor who's got several hundred judgments against them. And one of the things that came out during the investigation is that the images that he was sending to people of his previous work were stock images that were being widely used across a variety of websites. And it's a really easy way to kind of cross-check those things, but it was just one of those things that you want to do when you're hiring somebody to do, work on your house.
Yep. And it's always important to ask about the warranty and the guarantee before the work starts. And a lot of times this warranty and these guarantees need to be in writing. And so again, you'll need to verify that is going to happen. Mm-hmm. And get it going. So only agree to written contracts as well.
Yes, absolutely. You should be able to get a bid in writing, and then we always look at the bids like you should never get a one-line bid. You should get, correct, especially if it's a different, a thing that's got multi-layers on it. You should be able to have the detail, a breakdown of what the costs of each part are. And then, the next thing is don't pay the entire cost up front, because that gets you too far behind with that vendor, and it removes the motivation for them to complete that project.
And going back just one more to the written contracts, I think it's really critical also, given that we saw so many people that lost quite a bit and things were damaged. Digital copies of all of this is so critical. Mm-hmm. So scan it to yourself, save it to your iCloud, mm-hmm, save it to your Google Docs. But these are the elements that will make life so much easier when it comes down to being able to put things back in place and get your insurance, mm-hmm, which is the next one,
yeah,
to actually be able to work with you and get you up to speed.
Yeah, and certainly notify your home insurance provider if there has been any damage, and make sure that you take pictures before, take pictures as the process is going on, and take pictures after, just so that you have that visual documentation. We've had lots of experiences where people have gone through catastrophic losses where we had their home photographed, and then they went through a catastrophic loss, and those photographs that we had really helped to document everything that was there. And you can look at it in a picture and you can tell it wasn't made up.
You read my mind, because I was about to drill that down, is that if you were one of the lucky ones that didn't actually suffer any damage, now is the time to actually go ahead and take those pictures and go ahead and get those to your insurance provider. Again, that one ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure on this.
Absolutely.
I'm full of cliches today. Just listen to me. Got a ton of them.
Yeah, and many times, there are things that damages that were caused that were not going to be covered under your insurance policy, and the U.S. government with FEMA has put in place disaster declarations that now allow FEMA to help pay for some of the costs that insurance doesn't cover. If you are one of those people who had damage and are maybe a tenant somewhere and had no insurance, this is really a program for you. You can apply online at the website that we've got listed on the graphic. We'll have that as a link down below also, or there's an 800 number they've set up for you to call to apply for those.
Yep. And as we said at the beginning of the segment, if you need a referral for a vendor, please let us know. If we don't have it, we've got 500-600 agents in our company that we can reach out to and definitely find out someone that's reputable. And I think that that's one of the things that people forget, is that even though we may not have like the chimney sweep in your area, because we work with so many people and agents, we're going to be able to find that for you.
And we're providing all this to you because our company has a philosophy of people first, and we just want you to know that if there is something we can help you with, we're happy to be that resource, and we always want to be your resource for that.
Yep. So tune in next week, same time, and remember, we want to be your realtors for life.